Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Now ball to short. Ramirez down on one knee. Anibal Sanchez has thrown a no-hitter for the Florida Marlins.
Back in 2006 for Anibal Sanchez. He will once again face the Arizona Diamondbacks. A stifling hot afternoon here in Phoenix. It is Game 3 in this series featuring the Detroit Tigers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us here for the series finale. Rubber game of the match with Sanchez on the hill. And no matter what he accomplishes the rest of his career, Rod, certainly that day will stick out to Anibal Sanchez.
There's no doubt about that. And we've had him for a couple of years now in our uniform. And he's gotten close to throwing another no-hitter. And it wouldn't shock me with his skill set and the stuff that he has if he throws another one.
All right, let's talk about his season this year. It's been a little bit up and down at times. Overall, very good, but in his last start, it kind of went sideways very quickly.
That's unusual for Sanchez. When he goes through 4 or 5 innings and he's just cruising, it's unusual for him to give up a crooked number, but he did do that in his last outing. But overall, he's been outstanding. He checks in with a 6.4 record, of 3.22 ERA, good fastball, good curveball, above average changeup, and a real nice slide piece with its 4-pitch mix.
All right, now when we face the Diamondbacks, Paul Goldschmidt is the guy we always talk about, but there is a guy at the top of the lineup that really is a great story for Arizona. David Peralta's had himself a nice series.
You know, they got a kid in Minnesota. We saw him earlier this year. That's Chris Colabello, who did a very nice job for Minnesota very early in this particular season. But David Peralta, here's a guy that started his career as a pitcher. He had some arm injuries with his arm. All of a sudden, he goes down to Venezuela. He spends a couple of years down there playing in independent baseball. He comes back here, plays more independent baseball, and then he finds himself in the big leagues now with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And right now, they cannot get Peralta out of their lineup. 2 triples in last night's game. This guy's not a very fast runner, but he runs hard. He's playing aggressively. They can't get him out of their lineup right now. It's another fabulous story in Major League Baseball.
All right, he is at the top of their lineup. The top of the Tigers lineup, meanwhile, has been awfully good. It all starts with Austin Jackson. He's been great.
Well, since July, when they put him back in that leadoff spot, the entire offense just continues to feed off of Jackson. You see his overall numbers this season, 268, but hit nearly 400 in the month of July. When Jackson gets on base, if he's standing on second, Ian Kinsler could move him over or drive him in. And then they've got Miguel Cabrera. When it's all said and done, there might not be a better right-handed hitter in all of baseball that drives in runs as efficiently as Miguel Cabrera does. But the Tigers need all 3 of those guys to step up today if they're going to win this series against the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks have played them tough the last couple days.
They really have. They'll wrap up the series here and then head to Anaheim for a 4-game series over the weekend. After a short break, we send you to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Shannon Hogan. Today, the Tigers trying to shine on in the Valley of the Sun. Detroit Diamondbacks. Game 3 next. The temperature 109 degrees, but when you come indoors, the roof is closed, and therefore it is 80 degrees inside. So much more comfortable here in Phoenix as we get set to bring you the final game in this three-game series. Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, and it looks like this. It'll be Jackson, Davis, and Kinsler at the top. Rajai batting in the 2 spot. A .294 career average in 110 games in that spot. Kinsler, Cabrera, Martinez, Kelly is in right. Your bottom 3 is Avila, Romine, and Anibal Sanchez. The Tigers today facing veteran right-hander Trevor Cahill.
It's been a rough year for Cahill. 1 win, 6 losses. The earned run average over 5.5. As a matter of fact, he has spent some time in the minor leagues. He was pitching pretty well down in AAA before they called him back up, and they're hoping that continues with Trevor Cahill this afternoon.
And so Cahill, who had some fine seasons as an Oakland Athletic, will take the hill here today for the Diamondbacks. Jackson is leading things off. And here we go. The first pitch of the ball game is a strike on Austin Jackson.
Cahill has a fastball that will top out at about 93, but average velocity about 90. Also has a curve changeup slider. Mostly sinkers thrown by Cahill.
Jackson bouncing 1 to third. Prado on the backhand, and they will keep the Tigers leadoff man off the bases.
Let's take a look at the starting defensive alignment this afternoon for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Is brought to you by Tim Hortons. They've got 27 outfield assists, which is the first in the National League. Cara always on top of that list.
So with 1 out, here is Davis batting in the 2 slot today for the Tigers at .295 overall, 6 home runs. He's had a couple of hits in the series, including a double. He fouls off the first pitch.
And simply by batting second here today for Rajai Davis and not batting 8th, he'll get better pitches to hit.
Well, he's got Kinsler behind him, and then Cabrera. That's the way Brad Ausmus has lined him up here this afternoon. Rajai with a big swing and a miss. 0-2 the count.
That's Trevor Cahill at his best. Real nice sinker ball down and in at about 91 miles an hour. Look at the late life on this pitch.
Whoa.
That's what he did when he was pitching for the Oakland Athletics, when he had a lot of success in 5 career starts against the Tigers.
That's what he did to earn a 5-year contract back in 2011. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cahill is still only 26 years of age. He is out of Oceanside, California.
Still plenty of time for him to get back on track.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tigers right-handed batters can expect a lot of those hard sinker balls down and in. That's what they would like to see Cahill get back to, reestablishing that real good sinker that he has.
Missed it outside, and the count now fills 3-2. Rajai batting .379 over his last 19 games. And he taps that one foul down the third base line.
One of the things the Tigers are going to have to concentrate on, even though Cahill and Montero, the starting catcher, are throwing a lot of sinker balls down and in. As a hitter, you've got to force yourself into getting your hands closer to your body, and you want to stay to the big part of the baseball field. You want to go back up the middle. You want to go the other way. If you do not, you will roll over to the left side of the infield all afternoon long.
Davis swings and misses. Down he goes, and Cahill has his first strikeout of the ball game. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Ian Kinsler. One of the things the Tigers have been able to do in this series in the first 2 games is score early. They won game 1 but dropped game 2 last night. A couple of 1-run decisions. Kinsler at .295. He's hit 11 home runs this year. Ian now with 3 hits in this series against Arizona. Ball 1 outside. Kinsler with 53 driven in this season. Here's the 1-0. That is in the air. Shallow left field. Gregorius going back. Trumbo coming in, and the left fielder Trumbo makes the play. 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Cahill. Go to the bottom of the first inning. Here is their starting lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. David Peralta, Aaron Hill, and Paul Goldschmidt at the top. Hill has had a big series, especially yesterday. Montero, Trumbo, and Parra in the middle. And their bottom three is Prado, Gregorius, and Cahill. Sanchez tonight presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Sanchez in 17 starts this year checks in with a 6-4 record of .322. Earned run average, 77 strikeouts and 27 base on balls. And the opponents, they don't do very well against Anibal. The batting average just .213 against the talented right-hander.
David Peralta leads it off for the Diamondbacks. He's had a pretty good series, couple of triples in the ball game yesterday, a big part of their offensive output. He's also scored 3 runs and he has walked twice, so he's been on base a lot.
He's been on base a lot since coming up from the minor leagues.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll get fouled down the left field line.
As a matter of fact, in 40 games with the Arizona Diamondbacks, he has 40 hits, which ties a record he shares with Stephen Drew. And Drew set that record back in 2006.
Kirk Gibson has found himself a leadoff hitter for the time being. He is a remarkable story that we've talked about the last couple of nights. Sanchez got him, strike 3, and Peralta is punched out of there. 1 gone.
Little swing back fastball thrown by Anibal Sanchez, and that's what the Tigers would like to see Anibal do a lot more of. Once he gets ahead of you, continue to attack the strike zone, keep that pitch count down, and pitch into the 7th inning today.
Here is Aaron Hill, had a huge game last night. He drives one toward left center field. That ball is going to find the gap all the way to the wall. Hill is on his way to second, and he will pull in with a 1-out double. His big series continues.
Aaron Hill drove in the first 3 runs for the Arizona Diamondbacks in last night's game. He also made a great defensive play, jumps on the first fastball out of the hand of Anibal Sanchez and whistles it up the gap in left center.
Early scoring chance for the Diamondbacks as Paul Goldschmidt stands in. Relatively quiet in the series. He has just 1 hit. It was a double. .307 batting average and 18 home runs. Sanchez missing low and away, 1-0. We were talking in game 1 as we look at the wrist numbers on Goldschmidt about his batting stance, Rod, which is a little bit different in where he holds the bat.
Well, look at the bat head. It's nearly pointing down toward the dirt behind his back, but yet strong enough to get back to that contact damage area where he's been real good in his first 3 years in the big leagues. Should have probably won the MVP last year, but they gave it to Andrew McCutchen, the center fielder of the Pittsburgh Pirates. McCutchen had a good year too, but I don't think his numbers were as good as Goldschmidt's.
Yeah, Goldschmidt last year really put up terrific numbers in the power categories. 36 homers, 125 RBIs, and he hit .302. Swing and a miss.
He doesn't stride either. He simply spreads out, and he simply picks that left foot up and puts it right back down in the same spot that he vacated. And if you try to sneak a fastball inside against him because he gets set so early, his hands are lightning quick, and he's got a lot of pull power.
Sanchez ahead of the count, 1-2. On the ground to the shortstop, gobbled up there by Romine. Goldschmidt is out, 2 gone.
Take a peek at the Tigers' starting defensive alignment this afternoon. Behind Anibal Sanchez, Don Kelly is getting the start in right field. Torrey Hunter getting the afternoon off his legs, and Andrew Romine also getting a start today at shortstop. Suarez not in the lineup to start this one.
Now Miguel Montero with 2 outs. 3 RBIs in the series for Montero. Double for Aaron Hill here in the first inning, still standing there now with 2 outs. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Game 3 in the series. And a high pop-up right side of the infield. Martinez drifting, and it finally nestles into the glove. No runs, a double is stranded. We go to the second. Will lead things off for the Tigers, and right now we check in with John Keating.
Mario, it's his 97th game. 93 of those games have had Miguel Cabrera hitting third in Brad Ausmus's lineup. This is the 4th time he'll be the cleanup hitter. The manager said he came up with this notion last night in part to give Rajai Davis a chance to run a little bit rather than hit lower in the lineup and in front of the pitcher. And they also wanted to get Nick Castellanos a start while we were here in Arizona, but Brad saying this morning he just feels more comfortable having Victor Martinez's bat in the lineup, and who could blame him for that decision?
All right, John, thanks very much. I agree. I mean, you got to get Victor's bat in the lineup here.
I love seeing Miggy bat in that first inning because a lot of times he puts a run on the board for the Tigers, but you understand what Brad Ausmus is doing here today. Davis will get better pitches to hit, and if he does get on, he's always a threat to run.
So it'll be Cabrera, Martinez, and Kelly here in the second. A little bit of a shakeup to the Tigers lineup. Cahill had a 1-2-3 first and was very good in doing so. Looked sharp, and he delivers outside 1-0. So Cabrera in the series 4 for 8 with a couple of RBIs. And Miguel 77 driven in this year. Here's the 1-0 outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Cahill got a ground ball, a strikeout, and a fly out in the first inning.
Miggy is one guy that will take that 92, 93 mile per hour sinker down and in and whistle the ball the opposite way.
Instead, he pulls this one to short. Diving stop, Gregorius. And his throw is in time. Nice play. Took a base hit away from Miguel.
Gregorius has made a lot of nice plays in the series. He goes to his left, he goes to his right. Didn't field that one cleanly, but had plenty enough time to get up and get Miggy over at first base. No panic there by Gregorius.
So here is Martinez. Victor at 322. All 3 games in this series at first base. Tigers, of course, back to American League play tomorrow in Anaheim, where Victor probably resumes his DH duties. And that's in there for a strike. Right at the knees, 0-1. Martinez 2 hits in the series for the Tigers. On the outer edge, 0-2. Victor made the All-Star team this year for the 5th time in his career, first as a Tiger. And he'll shoot that one to right center, base hit. Over to plate is Parra, and they will keep Martinez to a single.
Victor Martinez is a very smart hitter. He watches a lot of video. He studies a lot. He knows that Cahill, once he gets ahead of you, no balls and 2 strikes, he tries to get you out with that changeup. This changeup stays out and out over the plate. Victor able to reach out there with those long arms and that long bat and get himself a single in the right center field. Very smart hitter is Victor Martinez.
We'll bring up Don Kelly now, playing in right field for the Tigers in this game. Torrey Hunter gets the afternoon off. 1 on, 1 out. And Kelly looks at ball 1. Brings us to our Bernstein advantage. Don Kelly over the years is 4 for 7 against Cahill. .571. He's also hit a home run against Cahill. Now the 1-0 runner goes, and it's a soft line drive to right field, base hit. Martinez on his way to third. He'll get there easily, and the Tigers, with a hit and run base hit, have runners at first and third.
It's a nice job there. A nice call by Brad Ausmus, knowing that Cahill, he can see from the dugout. He's got some heavy sink on his sinker ball today. Therefore, he put Victor in motion. Don Kelly makes contact, and Victor, you don't have to hesitate. Just continue to go over to third base. That's a nice job. Tigers first and third with 1 out in business here.
Back-to-back hits. And here is Alex Avila. Avila is 0 for 4 in the series. Seven homers this year for Avila. Early scoring opportunity for the Tigers. And he looks at ball 1 inside. Cahill's best season with the A's was in 2010, was an all-star that year, and he was only 22 years of age that season, won 18 ball games. And came over to the Diamondbacks in a trade that sent Jared Parker the other way, Ryan Cook as well. The 1-0. Foul back out of play, 1-1. But 2014 has been a bumpy season for Cahill, who was designated for assignment. Cleared waivers, and I think a lot of that had to do, Rod, with the fact that he's owed a lot of money next year.
Right.
And so nobody wanted to pick him up, so he went down to the minor leagues, and now he's back up with the Diamondbacks.
He's a very bright fella out of Oceanside, California. As a matter of fact, he was headed to Dartmouth out of high school, but he was a second-round draft choice in 2006 by the Oakland Athletics and decided to sign a contract. Osmus went to Dartmouth as well, right?
Right. Ivy Leaguers.
Yeah. So that's where he was headed. He had a 4.6 grade point average coming out of high school. I thought 4.0 was as high as you could go.
No, you can go a little bit higher now with these AP classes.
1900 on his SAT.
That's
so
it?
He's a bright guy.
2 balls, 1 strike. Avila trying to keep the ball off the ground here. And he'll shoot one in the air toward left field. That's going to drop. That'll get 1, maybe 2 runs in. Martinez scores. Here comes Kelly rounding third. He will score. Avila doubles in 2, and the Tigers take an early lead.
Both right-handers and left-handers against a guy that's got a real good sinker ball. You got to force him into getting the ball up in the zone. This is 89 miles an hour. Doesn't do a whole lot. Great concentration by Avila, thinking about driving the ball deep enough to left field for a sac fly, but he's rewarded with a double and 2 RBIs.
Kelly scoring easily from first base. And Avila now has 26 RBIs. 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. That'll bring up Andrew Romine.
The Diamondbacks will be interesting to see how Cahill responds to giving up some early runs, because earlier this year when he would give up runs, he would just slow the game down and start to overthink and overanalyze every pitch.
Romine hammers one to right field. It is sinking, and a sliding catch by Gerardo Parra. Well, it looked like Romine had a base hit. Parra comes flying out of right field.
The Diamondbacks have been a pretty good defensive team the last couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, their last 12 games, they've only made 4 errors. So they've clearly played much better baseball lately.
2 gone now. That'll bring up Sanchez with a runner at second. Tigers now have gone 5 straight games in which they've scored first. Sanchez 1 for 2. 1 RBI this year. In there for strike 1. Two runs on 3 hits in this inning for Detroit. Cahill's 0-1. Right over the top of the breaking ball, 0-2.
This all started with the 0-2 changeup that he left up out over the heart of the plate to Victor Martinez, that Victor was able to get a hit into center field for a single.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Sanchez to end the inning. But the Tigers take the lead. 2-run double by Avila. who was recently acquired by the Yankees. Well, he came through with a walk-off hit against Texas. And so a big pickup for the Yanks, who are still doing all they can to stay in the race, despite the fact that they've had a lot of pitching injuries this year. Some other news and notes from around the major leagues. Troy Tulowitzki is on the disabled list now. And how about Lincecum last night?
Well, apparently they needed some more pitching. He's thrown a no-hitter this year and also a save in the same season, 5th pitcher in history to do that. Had there been a more rumored player to get traded the last 3 years than Chase Headley?
No, literally. Every single season, so many teams were said to be in on it. Well, Sanchez goes to work now. He'll face Trumbo, Parra, and Prado.
It is that time of year. A lot of scouts in attendance here this afternoon in Arizona, and they are in every single ballpark looking out to help teams that are in contention.
And there are a couple of guys on this Diamondbacks team that certainly have drawn some interest around the league. Aaron Hill, their second baseman, and also Martin Prado, their third baseman.
There may be some teams that kick the tires on their leadoff hitter right now, David Peralta.
The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You don't know what you're going to get out of him moving forward, and he's hot right now. I'm sure you might be able to get yourself a pretty nice prospect for Peralta if they want to trade him. They have a center fielder in Pollock.
Sanchez with the 1-1. And that's in there, a strike. 1 and 2. Mark Trumbo 1 for 7 of the series. He's knocked in a run.
Trumbo was an all-star a couple of years ago. Hit 34 home runs last year for the Los Angeles Angels. He's got some real power.
Trumbo spent time on the disabled list to start this season and still trying to catch up. He's knocked in 21 runs. The 34 homers he hit last year, the career high, and hit a lot of them over the last couple of years with the Angels. 95 home runs. Strike called. Sanchez brings him up.
Good four-seam fastball at 94 miles an hour thrown by Anibal.
Our predictions for today's Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's new triple cheeseburger for only $2. I got the starter today.
I've got the leadoff hitter, Austin Jackson. He's been sizzling hot since the calendar turned to July.
John Keating's selection is Rajay Davis this afternoon. Those are our selections.
Surprised none of us took Don Kelly with his numbers career against Trevor Cahill.
You thought about it, didn't you?
I did.
Here is Parra. He's at 249. Ball 1. Parra has homered in the series, his only hit. And he made a nice sliding catch in the top of this inning. Checked it, missed it inside. Sanchez wanted the appeal, but Manny Gonzalez said no thank you. He missed. Didn't go. 2-0 the count. Parra is in his 6th season now with the Diamondbacks. 2-0 swing, sends a ground ball back to the mound. Sanchez not going to have a play. He was able to get glove on it, but that'll be an infield hit.
Usually when you're a pitcher and you're able to slow down the ground balls, they don't trickle this far behind you. Therefore, you're still able to recover and get the out. But that one ventured too far away from Sanchez, and by the time Kinsler picked it up, infield single for Parra.
Here's Martin Prado. He's had a double in the series, 2 out of 7. Prado last year knocked in a career high 82 runs in his first year with the Diamondbacks. That throw caught by Martinez by surprise a little bit.
And Parra has 5 steals, but he's also been caught 5 times.
Strike called. Oh, 0-1 on Martin Prado. 36 driven in this year for the Diamondbacks third baseman. Parra draws the throw. Sanchez has pitched well on the road this year, 3-0 with a 2.16 away from Comerica Park. He is trying to rebound after his last start against the Indians. Went 6 innings and kind of unraveled in the 7th. He's fouled back out of play, 0-2. Home and road splits 3-7-4 at the friendly confines of Comerica. 2.16 on the road. And the 0-2. Low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Didi Gregorius, the shortstop for Arizona. And right now, Sanchez operating against the bottom of the lineup for the D-backs. Here's the 1-2. To third base, Cabrera fires to second, 1 relay in time, the double play. It'll go around the horn, 5-4-3, nothing comes of the infield hit by Parra. 2 in the books. You're watching Tigers baseball, presented today by Bell Tire. Brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. By the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. And by Dan & Oikos and Stonyfield Organic Greek Yogurt, too delicious to be nutritious. The Desert Botanical Gardens in Scottsdale, gorgeous area. First Tigers game. Go Tigers. First Tigers game here at Chase Field in Arizona. Tigers have a 2-0 lead as we wrap up this series here against the Diamondbacks, and it's on to Southern California, where the temperature is going to be really not much cooler. It's supposed to be like in the 90s over there. There's a strike called on Jackson.
It's always toasty at that ballpark in Anaheim.
Yeah, it bakes a little bit, although it's been about 111 here the last couple of days.
That's right. We caught the hottest 2 days of the year.
Awesome. Great. Jackson bounced out in his first at bat to start the ball game. Chopper to third. Right there is Prado. Jackson is 0 for 2. Cahill has kept the leadoff man off the bases. Typically, Cahill has a little bit of trouble the second time through the lineup. 372 batting average against. Although the Tigers got a couple of runs the first time through. See if they can tack on. Is 372 good?
That's real good for the hitters.
It's pretty lofty. Cahill, not so much. Ball 1 to Davis. Rajay came up in a big part of the ball game last night. The Tigers had loaded the bases. They got the 2-run hit from Hunter to take the lead, and Brad Ausmus elected to pinch hit Davis for Rick Porcello with 2 outs and the bases loaded.
I went down to Brad's office today and was asking him about that situation because Porcello had only thrown 77 pitches. He said it was a no-brainer for him. He said he was trying to blow the game wide open.
Yeah, and with the way that Davis has swung the bat with men in scoring position this year, I think he had a pretty good shot at doing that, but he struck out after getting ahead in the count 3-0. There's a chopper to the shortstop, Gregorius. Got him by a step. And not much more.
But that situation couldn't have worked out any better for Kirk Gibson last night because he was trying to get Rick Porcello out of the game.
And he succeeded in doing so, and then obviously we knew what happened with the Tigers bullpen last night. Walks were a problem, and the Diamondbacks eventually won it.
99% of the managers in the National League would make that same move that Brad Ausmus made last night.
Here is Ian Kinsler. Flied out back in the first. And he looks at a strike.
First pitch changeup there thrown by Cahill.
Now the 0-1. That'll bounce in. Cahill this year as a starter, well, he's got an ERA of 8.34. I mentioned he was sent down to the minor leagues, designated for assignment, remained in the organization, and tried to straighten himself out. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here are the splits on Cahill. You see he's been much better as a reliever. But you know he's got it in him, Rod. I mean, he had some good years in Oakland.
His last 3 starts down in AAA were pretty good as well, so they're hoping that he's figured out some things.
And he's gone 3-1 on Kinsler.
When we first saw Cahill, the Tigers would roll into the Bay Area in Oakland with some pretty good offensive teams, and he would simply shut them down.
Fouled off 3-2 on Kinsler.
And he primarily did it with a sinker, which he continues to feature a heavy dose of this afternoon, and a good changeup. He throws more changeups, obviously, to the left-handers, but he has thrown a couple here to Ian Kinsler. 82% of the 39 pitches today have been sinker balls thrown by Cahill. Mike Harkey sitting next to Kirk Gibson there. He's the first-year pitching coach here.
Now the 3-2. High fly foul. He yanked that one way back in the seats.
If you weren't with us last night, we told you that Mike Harkey's son plays in the NFL for the St. Louis Rams, and it looks like Harkey could have played some NFL football too. He's a big fella.
Big guy, was the #1 pick of the Cubs back in the day. Bouncing ball left side, cut off at third base by Prado. Kinsler is out, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. We're headed to the bottom of the third. You to join us again tomorrow. The Tigers head to L.A. to take on the Angels. Our coverage begins at 9 p.m. with Tigers Live. Tigers Angels tomorrow night at 9. And of course, that series will go Thursday through Sunday at the Big A. And we'll see really a matchup, Rod, of two teams that are probably going to be in the playoffs this year.
There is no doubt about that. The Angels have already made a couple of moves to bolster their bullpen. And Mike Trout, he simply is the best all-around player in the game. It should be a very entertaining 4 days in Southern California.
Here is Gregorius to lead it off in the home half of the third. Cahill to follow, and then David Peralta. Sanchez works it back home, throws a strike to D.D. Gregorius.
And Anibal Sanchez featuring an outstanding fastball here today. Tops out at 94. That's the four-seam fastball. He's got one at about 90 to 91, too, that's got a lot of movement to it. There it is.
And it's 1-2. Sanchez allowed an infield hit in the second, but got a double play. Was able to pitch around a double by Hill in the first inning. And Gregorius rolls it foul. I kind of like the look of this D.D. Gregorius. I like the way he plays short. Looks like he's got himself a bright future.
You know, he's got some great range at that position, laterally to the left and to the right. He's made all the plays in this series.
Now Sanchez ready with the 1-2. And he missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 94 from Hannibal that time. Gregorius has a couple of walks in the series. On the ground, another one foul. Didi on June 3rd was called up from AAA, where he was hitting .310. Cahill, the pitcher, waiting on deck. Lifted in the air toward left. Routine for Rajai Davis. 1 out. Time for a game break. We go back to the studio now in Mickey York.
Pitcher number 35, Trevor Hill.
All right, Mick, thanks. Well, that's good news for the Tigers. The Indians were 5.5 behind. The Tigers coming into play. Cahill takes a rip and pops it up foul down the first base line. Martinez gets there, reaches, and Victor with a nice play. Cahill is out, 2 gone.
This play a little bit more difficult than Victor makes it look. 1, he's not really played in this ballpark all that often. 2, he hasn't played first base all that frequently, but yet once he gets to the warning track, he knows how many steps he has and makes a nice grab over the wall. Or railing, I should say.
Here's Peralta. Peralta was caught looking his first time up. Came in at .397 over his last 16 ball games. He looks at a ball high.
They signed him last year, July 3rd. He went to Visalia, their A-ball affiliate, hit .346 and was playing Double-A this year, hitting nearly .300, driving in a lot of runs. And they said, you know what? We've got to give this guy an opportunity to see what he could do at this level. How in the world do you walk away from the game, really not play for 3 years other than independent ball, then find yourself playing in the big leagues?
Remarkable story. He had 3 surgeries in the Cardinals organization as a pitcher. And he waves and misses there, and it's really kind of interesting. I mean, you wonder how he got into pitching in the first place with a stick like this.
He's enjoying life. His family was here last night, and they were fired up. He had a couple of triples in last night's contest and scored 3 runs.
Here's the 2-1. Ooh, that one got Avila.
It's kind of like that story of the kid in Minnesota we saw earlier this year, Chris Colabello, from Canada, who played a lot of independent ball, then found himself in Minnesota and had a great month of April for the Twinkies.
Where'd this one get Alex?
Up the right heel, looks like.
2 balls, 2 strikes. To the shortstop. Romine scoops it up nicely, and Peralta is out.
This is a fast infield here. That ball gets to the infielders in a hurry.
It's a 1-2-3 inning. Miguel Cabrera will start things off in the 4th. It is time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag #DetroitFanPhoto. You'll have a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It is brought to you by AT&T. Well, the Tigers have Miguel Cabrera starting things off as we go to the top of the 4th. Cabrera, then Martinez, and then Don Kelly facing Trevor Cahill, who got 3 ground ball outs in the 3rd. Miggy bounced out himself back in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Strike 1 from Cahill. Cabrera leads the American League with 36 doubles this year. And he looks at a ball inside. A lot has been made recently about his drop in power numbers. Cabrera has hit 14 home runs this year, which is below the pace that he's established in previous seasons. However, he continues to lead the league in RBI. That'll go foul. 1-2 the count. Miguel also batting above 300 most of the year.
A ton of multi-hit games.
Cahill ready with the 1-2. Outside. Yeah, those doubles numbers are really starting to pile up because he's on pace for better than 62 baggers this year. Here's the RBI list. Cabrera leading. Look at Mike Trout. He's 2nd now over Abreu. Pulled on the ground. Gregorius can't get this one. It's a leadoff single.
Miggy has hit 2 balls right on the screws. One he nearly got a hit on his first time up. That time he does get a base hit. But take a look at Cahill so far today. He's gotten Jackson to bounce to third base a couple of different times. One on a real good sinker down. Then the other one on a fastball. Kinser's also grounded out. Rajai Davis has grounded out. The one thing they all have in common, they're all to the left side of the infield, which means the right-handers are too aggressive. You got to try. You have to force yourself into staying to the big part of the ballpark. You have to somehow take those sinker balls and drive them the other way by pulling your hands closer to your body.
Here's Victor Martinez, who had a single and scored a run in his first at bat. He came around on the 2-run double by Alex Avila. Ball 1.
He threw Victor an 0-2 changeup, and Victor was sitting on that changeup up in the strike zone.
The Diamondbacks are one of the few teams that have not played the Martinez to pull with 3 defenders to the right of second base.
Good point.
I mean, they're giving up the third base line, but usually that shortstop swings around. The Diamondbacks scouting reports have them playing him differently. Now Cahill ready with the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Actually got a little piece of that foul, tipped it into the glove. 1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez.
Martinez, a free agent after this year, having a great season, batting average way up, hitting for more power than he has in recent years.
Leadoff single by Cabrera. The Tigers have 4 hits on the board. Now the 1-1. 2-1 on Victor.
A couple of big bodies over there at first base. Goldschmidt and Miggy, and then you got Omar.
Which one of these is not like the other?
A couple of real good first basemen right there, although Miggy playing third in this series.
Ripped and right by Goldschmidt into right field. Cabrera hit the deck, but he gets up and goes to second. Well, that ball was absolutely scorched off the bat of Victor Martinez. It's his second hit.
Victor's starting to get locked in again. He missed a number of games right before the All-Star break with that right side injury, but he turns on that pitch. Goldsmith nearly caught it. He got gloved, but the ball was hit so hard he couldn't snare it. Miggy had to get out of the way. He didn't know where the ball was. Once he found it, he was able to get to second.
So a Tigers threat now. 2 on, nobody out here in the 4th. Don Kelly will stand in. Donnie had a base hit back in the 2nd.
He's got great career numbers against Cahill. He is 6 for 8.
Ball 1 to Kelly, who is giving Torrey Hunter a day off.
It's always a tricky proposition for a manager when you try to get your role players action, especially when your outfielders are playing so well and your corner guys are also playing well, but he found a spot for him today.
And Torrey, as Brad says, at his age could use a day off, and it was a scheduled day off today for Hunter. Torrey's been swinging the bat well too. Kelly came in batting over 300, 313 in his last 6 ball games, and he's responded with another base hit here today. 2 on and nobody out, and a 2-0 count. Grounded foul. 2-1 on Kelly. One of the things Brad said about Kelly yesterday was that you never have to tell him to get ready throughout the course of a game, whether it might be a pinch running appearance, a pinch hitting appearance, as a defensive replacement. He seems to always be ready for whatever role might come up in any certain ball game. The 2-1. And I guess that's the definition of a guy that's going to be a utility guy on your team. And Kelly has excelled at that. He's been able to play every position.
Well, you watch Don Kelly during batting practice. He takes ground balls on the corners. He also takes fly balls at several different positions.
He's got a 2-2 count here with 2 on and nobody out. Tigers have a 2-0 lead. They got a pair in the 2nd. Line just out of the reach of Goldschmidt into right field. Cabrera will stop at 3rd, and they are loaded up with Tigers.
I see you, Don Kelly.
You had a chance to pick him as your player of the game.
I sure did. I dropped the ball on that one. Little sinker ball down at the bottom of the zone. Not a bad pitch by Cahill at 91, but Donnie goes down to get it right past the diving Goldschmidt.
Going to bring Mike Harkey, the pitching coach, out of the dugout for the Diamondbacks.
What'd you say the numbers against Cahill were second time through the lineup?
In the 370 range. And those numbers are starting to show up again here today. Cahill getting a talking to now from Harkey.
Yeah, he is. That's like when your daddy used to talk to you when you did something wrong.
It's not much of a conversation right now.
Harkey was very animated. You never had none of those talkings, did you?
No, never. I was a little angel. Here are those numbers we talked about. 372 the second time through the lineup.
It doesn't get much better third time through.
So here's Avila. They are loaded up now with nobody out. Tigers in a really good spot here, trying to extend a 2-0 lead. Inside 1-0. Six Tigers hits in this game, 2 for the Diamondbacks. They give up the third base line against Avila. Here's the 1-0. In the air, right field. Straight at Parra. He'll line it up. Here comes Cabrera. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Sacrifice fly for Avila. 3 RBIs today.
Parra gets behind that ball and does it perfectly. That's one of the reasons why he gets so many outfield assists. But that ball hit way too deep, and Miggy able to score rather easily. Parra has 8 assists this season. Miggy must have got a strawberry there or something. I know that look when you slide.
Those take forever to heal too, don't they?
Yeah, that's when the skin peels off of your backside just a little bit, and they burn. They are not fun. They call them strawberries.
Here's Romine. First and second, 1 out. 3 RBI day for Avila. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Romine.
This Tigers' new look offense this afternoon so far is scoring a few runs.
Cabrera batting fourth. Rajay Davis batting second. A little bit of a switch up today by Brad Ausmus. Good block at home plate by Montero. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Romine. He flied out his first time up. Cahill throwing his 60th of the afternoon. Now the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, the pitcher is Sanchez. Bouncing ball to second base. Hill bobbles it. His throw to first. Oh, they're going to call him out. I don't know about this. We'll definitely have another look at this, I think. And Brad Ausmus, I think, in the end, will challenge this play. He is rung up right now by Jim Reynolds, and they say, yep, challenge it. It was a bang-bang play at first. At least from the naked eye, it looked like he was safe.
Oh, no doubt about that. It took the Tigers very little time to challenge it.
Here's another look. Wow, that was closer than I thought. But it did look like Romine was safe. A ruling on the field, though, is that he's out. So we'll take a look at it now at the command center in New York and make a determination here. And Aaron Hill had been having a really good series defensively and actually with the bat, but he just bobbled that one in. Apparently it's going to cost him here, but we'll see.
Their entire team defensively has been pretty good in their last 12 games. The key to this play is look when the foot lands on the bag here by Romine. He hits the front part of the bag, and that's exactly what you're taught to do as a base runner. You hit the first part of the bag that you can, and if this gets overturned, that will be the reason why.
I think that's pretty conclusive right there that he beat the throw. I mean, I know it was close, but let's see if Romine is given first base. He is still standing there right now. As we approach 2 minutes on this challenge delay, he is safe at first base. So a little under 2 minutes to decide that one. And the Tigers now have him loaded.
Aaron Hill got ahead of himself. He was thinking about 2 before he got the 1 out. Therefore, not able to turn the play.
E4 on that play. Now the Tigers have a chance to bust it open here with only 1 out. Here's Sanchez, the pitcher. And a ball low and outside. Good scoop on the backhand by Montero. Sanchez this year 1 for 3. Struck out back in the second.
Diamondbacks have 21 come from behind victories this season, but the Tigers trying to build up a big lead here today to make sure they don't come back.
One ball, 1 strike. Defense has not been a strong suit this year for the Diamondbacks. They are dead last in the National League. That was their 73rd error of the year, which is the most in the NL. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Sanchez. Jackson would be next. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Sanchez strikes out for the second time here today. 2 gone. Bases stay loaded for Austin Jackson. Third strikeout of the day for Trevor Cahill. Scott Jackson hit the ball on the ground a couple of times, 0 for 2.
Both of those to the third baseman, Martin Prado.
Jackson career is 289 with the bases loaded. Does not have a grand slam, at least to this point. Here's the 1-0. Drill to left field, and it's going to get by Trumbo all the way to the wall. Martinez scores, Kelly scores, Romine scores, clear the bases, and the Tigers have busted this one open. That is a double And 3 RBIs for Austin Jackson. Man, is he hot.
Well, the struggles continue for Trevor Cahill. Here's a sinker ball that's right over the heart of the plate. Jackson was going to drive in 2 runs anyway, but by Mark Trumbo leaving his feet and not able to make the play, Jackson gets himself 3 RBIs on the play.
Rajai Davis looks at a strike, 0-1. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Tigers. This has turned into a 4-run inning. What a huge error by Hill. They had a chance to get out of the inning with just 1 run.
And one more look at the Austin Jackson double. You're in no man's land when you're a corner outfielder and you dive over toward the line. There's no one to help you.
The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Davis. And Rajai is the 8th man to bat in the inning. 0 for 2 in this contest. Rolls it foul right back toward the Diamondbacks dugout. Jackson now with 31 RBIs. And Cahill now laboring here in the 4th inning. 71 total pitches in this game. Slice to the right side, base hit. Jackson rounding 3rd. They will try and score him, and he will. It's an RBI single for Rajai Davis, and it's 7-0 Detroit. Tigers bats are alive today.
And nice piece of hitting here by Rajai Davis, who grounded out to the shortstop his 2nd time up. This time he stays on the baseball a little bit longer, able to hit one through that huge hole on the right side of the infield, and Jackson with his speed able to score with ease.
De La Rosa warming up in their bullpen. It has turned into a 5-run inning for the Tigers. 7 runs on 8 hits for the ball game now, and here is Ian Kinsler. The Tigers batting around here in the 4th. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Montero. It's not in time. Stolen base, Rajai.
Rajai Davis is a bona fide thief. Even though the Tigers have a 7-run spread here in the 4th inning, he takes off on the first pitch from Cahill, gets a real good jump, head first sliding into second base.
25th of the year for Davis, who came in 3rd in the American League in steals.
Well, Brad is doing exactly what he hoped that Rajai Davis would do here today, putting up in that number 2 slot.
Bouncing ball to 3rd on the backhand there. Prado has it. And Kinsler is out, but the Tigers bat around in the inning. They put up a 5 spot. Silverado light duty and heavy duty lineup. And by 5-Hour Energy, it helps recognize those who, despite their own needs, put others first. Monument Valley, very scenic area in northern Arizona. We've got our cameras all over the state of Arizona for this telecast today. How about Austin Jackson? He's just not slowing down, is he?
He's been money.
A 3-run double, highlighting a 5-run fourth inning. Sanchez now with a gargantuan lead. And he looks at ball one, does the leadoff man. That'll be Aaron Hill, whose error opened the door, and the Tigers are able to bust it open. Hill, Goldschmidt, Montero, and a ball up high. 2-0 the count. 2-base hit for Hill back in the first. They stranded him, though. Here's the 2-0. That's in there. 2-1 the count. Hill back in the day was a first-round pick of the Toronto Blue Jays. Played his college ball at a really good college program, LSU. The 2-1 pitch. That is popped up. See if it stays in play. Avila Martinez, neither can get it back into the seats. 2-2 the count. Sanchez put together a 1-2-3 third. Really hadn't had a whole lot of stress so far in this game. Just a couple of hits for the Diamondbacks. Paul Goldschmidt waiting on deck. Another foul back out of play. Tigers last night had to play without Jabba Chamberlain, Joe Nathan, and in the end it ended up hurting them. But tonight, or today, apparently everybody is available in the Tigers bullpen. There's a ball outside, 3-2.
Well, it'd be nice to see Anibal go out there and pitch 8 innings today, and that means that bullpen will be nice and rested when they land in Southern California this evening for that 4-game grueling series they're about to face against the Angels.
Now Sanchez will step off. Checked it. Did he go? Negative. That'll be a walk. Leadoff man on.
Good call by Jim Reynolds. Didn't appear that Aaron Hill went too far there. First walk of the game issued by Sanchez.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Now 1 for 8 in the series. Goldschmidt bounced out his first time up. Starting first baseman in the National League this year for the All-Star game. Big swing there, 0-1.
And Goldschmidt more of a fly ball hitter. And lots of pop in that right-handed bat. He has grounded into 9 double plays, however. He got pretty good speed for his size. 15 stolen bases last year for Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt, when he was a kid, loved to play soccer. That was his favorite sport. Wanted nothing, absolutely nothing to do with baseball. And his dad said, just try it. Give it a shot. Go out and play 1 year and see if you like it. And apparently he liked it.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. But he wanted to play soccer as a kid every day. That's it. That is line to right field. Going to drop, base hit. Hill will go to second. Goldschmidt has an opposite field single.
That's a nice piece of hitting there by Goldschmidt. But take a look at the list that he finds himself on. We talked about this briefly last night. Last couple of years, 300 batting average, 400 on base percentage, 500 slugging percentage. Only 5 guys can boast that they did that. Miggy won an MVP last year. McCutchen won an MVP. Goldschmidt was the bridesmaid, as was Mike Trout.
So the Diamondbacks trying to fight back here. They're down 7-0. 2 on, nobody out. Miguel Montero stands in. third hit of the game for Arizona. Ball one low. Montero popped up his first time up. Last night in the ball game, Montero had a big 2-run single in the 8th. Turned out to be the game winner. I believe that was an 0-2 pitch on Montero, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Montero had never seen Ian Kroll before, so he took a couple. And then Kroll threw him another fastball, and that was proved to be the game winner.
319 with runners in scoring position this year. Here's the 1-1. Strike called, 1-2. Diamondbacks right now trying to chip away. We're only in the 4th inning, but they put themselves in a big hole, down 7-0.
When Anibal Sanchez threw his no-hitter against the Arizona Diamondbacks when he was pitching for the Florida Marlins, it was the first game in the big leagues for Miguel Montero. How about that? First game and you get no hits.
Welcome. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle, could be 2. Kinsler, Roma, and a double play. 2 gone. Advance Hill to third base.
Ian Kinsler has been as steady as any second baseman in baseball this year. He's only committed 2 errors. Nice underhand feed to Romine. Romine plenty of time to get Montero.
Second double play induced in this ball game by Sanchez. Kinsler's been as good as anybody at that position at second.
You always wonder when you see another player wear a number of a uniform that one of the best players in the organization, in the history of their organization, wore. But Jim Schmeichel gave him number 3. Ian wanted it, and boy is he living up to it.
And there was the original number 3 that we're talking about for the Tigers. For over 20 years, Alan Trammell wore that number. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mark Trumbo.
They thought they were going to have the double play combination this year, with Iglesias, the shortstop, wearing number 1. Of course, Lou Whitaker wore that number for a long, long time. But Iglesias out for the season.
Can you imagine some of the highlights that high-flying act would have given us?
It would have been nice.
Kinsler and Iglesias. 2 balls, 1 strike. 7-0 Detroit. We're in the bottom of the 4th here in Phoenix. Here's the 2-1. 3-1 the count on Mark Trumbo. Parra waiting on deck. Three and 2. Sanchez has turned a couple of double plays today.
Sanchez just stays out of the middle of the plate with 4 above average pitches. Nice breaking ball slide piece there thrown to Trumbo.
Here's the 3-2. Pulled to third base, off to his left. Miggy. That'll end the inning.
Pick it, Miggy. Pick it, Miggy.
Started well for Arizona, but then fizzled in the end. Boy, Cabrera's playing himself some third, isn't he? Nice play.
runs in the second inning with a double, and then the Tigers really got busy in the fourth. They sent 9 men to the plate. They scored a ton of runs, 5 to be exact. Jackson with a double, driving in 3. Rajai Davis also with a big base hit, driving in the 7th run of the afternoon. Hot outside, but Tigers bat sizzling inside.
To the tune of 8 hits, only 3 for the Diamondbacks as we go to the 5th inning, and Arizona will make a pitching change now. So Cahill is done for the day. Wallside Windows pitching change, Yuri De La Rosa.
6th game now for De La Rosa, 5 2/3 innings, 3.18 earned run average, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Got to the big leagues for the first time last year. Appeared in 19 games for the Diamondbacks.
Fell behind Rajai Davis last night in that 8th inning. 3 balls, no strikes, and came back to strike out Rajai.
He's got Cabrera, Martinez, and Kelly here in the 5th inning. Miggy looks at ball 1. 7 runs, 8 hits for Detroit. No runs, 3 hits for the Diamondbacks. Two balls, no strikes. For Cahill now, 4 of 6 starts have been 4 innings or fewer. So it just has not been a really good stretch for Cahill, and the Tigers put a hurting on him again today. De La Rosa has fallen behind 2-0. Way outside. 3 balls, no strikes on Miggy. Single, ground out for Cabrera.
Got on Miggy in this last ground ball that he was able to snare before it went into left field. Look at the style points. Takes a peek at Roma, and I can pick it just like you, Andrew, and fires a strike across the diamond.
I love the look.
He has so much fun playing the game. I don't think there's a player in the game that has as much fun playing.
Again, and we've said this over and over, you can have fun when you're as good as he is. And the game just comes so easily to him. And defensively at third in this series, he's been just rock solid.
Looks like he hasn't missed the beat.
Martinez 2 for 2. He has had a couple of singles and has scored a couple of runs. The bat right-handed for the first time in this game.
Which really hasn't been a problem all year for Victor. His batting average is much higher batting right-handed than left-handed. Of course, he gets a lot more reps batting from the left side.
That's bad news for opposing pitchers when he bats right-handed. 398. 7 home runs as well hit right-handed. Strike call. 1-1 as De La Rosa finally drops one in the strike zone. Yuri, a native of Santo Domingo. Dart inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Martinez now has hit safely in 4 straight. Missed some time with a little problem in his side/back.
Yeah, he went hitless in his first 3 games after he came back.
Went to the All-Star game this year, did not participate. And Victor has made an All-Star team with Cleveland, the Red Sox, and now Detroit.
Grand total of 5 All-Star appearances for V-Mark.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Foul tip into the glove. That'll be strike 3. 1 out. Hey fans, see the Tigers battle the Chicago White Sox July 29th through the 31st. Take advantage of the weekday value pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, and 4 bags of chips, all for one low price. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Now Don Kelly. He's had himself a nice day. 2 hits. And Kelly looks at a strike on the outer edge. Also scored a couple of runs. Here's the 0-1. Kelly is replacing Torrey Hunter today. He was just getting a day off. JD Martinez has had a sore quad. That's why he is not playing today. It's nothing serious according to Brad Ausmus, but they want to give him the day off. Get it all healed up.
It's nice to have the options that Brad has in the outfield with JD ailing just a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Kelly. It's been all Tigers today. They got 2 in the second, 5 in the fourth. Here's the 1-2. Got him. Strike 3 in the outside corner. Kelly was not so sure about that call.
Let's take a peek at the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast delivery of the game. Tigers got off to a real fast start here today. Avila doubling in the left center field gap. Don Kelly, who had already singled, able to score on that double.
So now Avila, who has jumped his RBI total to 27 with his afternoon today, digs in. Swing and a miss, got tied up there. Alex didn't want to pull the trigger, but he did. Now it's 0-2. Avila was able to bounce back from an 0-for-4 night last night with a 3 RBI day so far today. Cabrera having a little conversation with the Diamondbacks dugout.
With the Diamondbacks dugout?
Or with the Tiger dugout, I'm sorry.
Well, it's not unusual for him to have a conversation with both dugouts, though.
It is true.
Smiling, talking to the fans.
Meanwhile, Goldschmidt down there has this look on his face like, man, this guy likes to talk. A whole lot of talent right there. Goldschmidt and Cabrera. They've driven in a lot of runs. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Avila goes down on strikes, and De La Rosa comes back to strike out the side after a leadoff walk. We're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try Arby's new King's Hawaiian Roast Beef BLT today. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Look out for Scorpions. 7-0 is our score as we go to the bottom of the 5th. You ever run into scorpions out here?
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Any of them bite you?
No, never been bitten.
Actually, I think they sting you, don't they?
Well, whatever it is, it's not pretty. I know that much.
Here is Gerardo Parra. We don't have to worry about that in Michigan. Scorpions, that is.
You ain't got to worry about that inside here either.
That's true. It'll be Parra, Prado, and Gregorius facing the right-hander Anibal Sanchez. Tigers have a 7-0 lead as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a drive toward left center field, looking like trouble. And it is. It's down up against the wall. Parra is on his way to second. He will stop there. 2-base hit. He's 2 for 2.
And first pitch fastball, Parra jumps all over it and splits the gap in left center field for a double. 17th double of the year for Parra.
And that is the 4th hit given up by Sanchez in this ball game. Martin Prado bounced into a double play back in the 2nd. Ball 1 inside to Prado. It's the 2nd straight inning now. The Diamondbacks have gotten the leadoff man on. It'll get back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Prado earlier this year picked up his 1,000th major league hit. He got it in the month of June. He had some really good years with the Atlanta Braves before coming over. Trying to pick up the leadoff double. That's Gerardo Parra at second base. Now the 1-1. Ground ball to third, right by Miggy. Down the corner it goes. That'll get a run in. On his way to second, Prado has a 2-base hit, and the Diamondbacks are on the board. 37th RBI for Martin Prado.
Looked like a changeup that faded right down inside to Prado. Pulled his hands in nicely. Miggy didn't leave his feet at third, but he wouldn't have caught it anyway. And then Parra able to come home and score the first run of the afternoon for Arizona.
DT Gregorius flied out his first time up. Looks at ball 1. Pitcher spot is due next, and they've got a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Alfredo Marte. Checked it, fouled it back, 1-1. Delgado in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. So he'll come in next. Now the 1-1. High fly ball hit well to right field. Kelly going back. Track, wall, and that ball is gone. Into the pool in right field. It's a 2-run shot for D.D. Gregorius.
Splash down.
Just his 3rd home run of the year, and now it's 7-3.
Anibal Sanchez has had a couple of starts this year where he's simply cruising through 4 innings, 5 innings, and gives up a crooked number late in the game. Jeff Jones out now to visit. It was Sanchez to make sure he slows it down.
Well, check that out, the pool cam. Wow. Well, the Diamondbacks crawling back into this game. That's exactly what happened to Sanchez in his last start. Was really good. Threw 6 against the Indians, then it fell apart in the 7th. Well, Gregorius goes deep. It's a 4-run ball game now. 3 straight hits to start this inning. So De La Rosa now is going to bat for himself, apparently. Like Marte had gone to the on-deck circle. Then they pulled him back. Ugh. Kind of an ugly swing there. 0-2. Six hits now for Arizona. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches to get him out. 1 gone. Diamondbacks had just 3 hits in the first 4 innings. They have 3 hits in this inning alone now. There's Peralta. Strikeout, ground out for David Peralta. Strike 1. Down at Double-A this year, Peralta was batting .297, 46 RBIs before they called him up. And he has not stopped hitting since coming to the major leagues.
He had like 46 RBIs in 53 games.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage and a lot of production. Bouncing ball right side, gobbled up there by Kinsler. So things have quieted down considerably now after the Gregorius home run. Fans, we remind you to catch every strikeout, every game ender, and every history-making moment on MLB Whip Around. Weeknights at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Streaming live on Fox Sports Go. The Whip Around. It's a great highlight show. Check it out if you haven't yet. Aaron Hill, the batter. Base is empty, 2 outs. And he skies this one in the air to right. That'll be routine for Don Kelly. That'll end the inning. However, some damage done. 3 runs in for the Diamondbacks. Chase Field in Phoenix. Things have tightened up considerably. And the one thing we always love watching is the Legends race here. Mark Grace has yet to win, and he's not going to win here because he's chasing the hot dog.
Imagine that.
Gracie. Matt Williams won today.
Matt won last night, too.
Randy Johnson. Look at Mark Grace. How those guys are able to remain upright is beyond me. Down in front. Well, here we go now. The Tigers bat in the 6th inning. A swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Romine leading it off. Sanchez next, and then Jackson. Romine reaching on an error and scoring a run in the big 4th inning for the Tigers. They scored 5 times. One is chopped to third base. Righted Martin Prado. Romine is out. 1 up and 1 away. 4 straight retired now after the leadoff walk to Cabrera by De La Rosa in the 5th inning. There is Anibal Sanchez. 7 runs, 8 hits for Detroit. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Diamondbacks. Sanchez, couple of strikeouts in this game, which makes him 1 for 4 this year as a hitter. And he watches that one sail outside. 1-0. Always a concern for managers of American League teams when their pitchers bat. Really don't want them going up there taking big hacks and then pulling an oblique, hurting their back. There's a strike called. 1-1.
Which holds especially true for the Tigers hitters because they played a couple of interleague games the very first week of the season out in Los Angeles and San Diego. So it's been a long time since their pitchers have had the bats in their hands.
Soft line drive caught by Goldschmidt. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order now, Jackson. Big knock in his last at bat. A 3-run double for Jackson.
Jackson's got that batting average up to nearly 270 now.
The 2-base hit that Jackson had in the 4th was his 9th in this month alone. And if he gets another hit in this game, it'll be his 6th consecutive multi-hit game. That's why the average has begun to climb. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cahill started for Arizona, was bounced out of the game after 4. Into left field, and Trumbo had a little trouble with it, but made the basket catch. Tigers go 1-2-3 here in the 6th inning. Bottom half of the frame coming up.
middle of April, and it looks like he really hasn't missed a beat. He's made all the plays at the third base position. A real nice feed over to Kinson to start a double play. In the last half inning, made a really nice grab going over in the shortstop hole to take a base hit away from one of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, the Tigers have a 7-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Sanchez back to the hill facing Goldschmidt, Montero, and Trumbo. Big rip there by Goldschmidt, fouls it straight back, 0-2.
Well, here's that last play. Mickey going in the hole, taking a peek at Romine, and the one thing about Miguel I think is pretty underrated about his game, because he does so many things well. He's got a great arm and he's very accurate with it, whether he's playing first base or third base.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Goldschmidt. Well, it certainly has made things a little bit easier for Brad Ausmus, knowing he can stick Cabrera down at third in interleague games. Chance to get Martinez's bat in the lineup. There's a bouncer back up the middle that's going to bleed into center field. Goldschmidt has his second hit, both singles.
And give Goldsmith some credit. He has basically taken what Sanchez has given him today. Base hit the opposite way as last time up. This time, base hit right back up the middle.
Here's Miguel Montero. Double play ball as last time. Montero is 0 for 2. That hit was the 7th of the game now allowed by Sanchez. Tigers raced out to a 7-0 lead. Diamondbacks came up with 3 in the 5th. In there, a strike call. 1-1 on Montero. Inside, 2-1 the count. Numbers starting to pile up for Montero in terms of just the fact that he's been here a long time. 772 innings caught this year, was leading National League catchers, but in terms of the Diamondbacks, his all-time numbers are number 1. Games caught, innings caught at that position. We'll get back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Miguel Montero.
He had a miserable year last year and really couldn't do a whole lot of things right. Didn't drive in that many runs. Already more RBIs this year for Montero than he had all of last year.
9th season now for Montero as you look at his career numbers. 95 home runs in that span. Runner goes. Vito's throw down a second is late. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count on the hitter. Talked about Goldschmidt's ability to steal a base, and there you go.
15 steals last year. Sanchez forgot all about him. And Goldschmidt with a pretty good jump. Able to steal that base successfully. 2 years ago, he stole 18 bases.
Number 9 this year for Goldschmidt. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Montero is out of there. Right now we send you back to the studios. Time for game break. Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. The Royals and Indians battling it out right now for second place behind the Tigers. Trying to stay close. Trumbo fouls it into the glove for strike one. The Cleveland Indians already lost today. 3-1. Minnesota beat them. Tigers have a chance to gain a full game on Cleveland. If you had to pick one team, KC or Cleveland, who would give the Tigers a bigger test down the stretch?
I am going to say the Kansas City Royals.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss.
I like their arms better. I like their pitching staff better. Cleveland's got some decent arms, but the Kansas City Royals, they've got a lockdown bullpen. They got about 4 or 5 guys that are 95 and above, and they're good pitchers. And then they've got some nice guys in their rotation, too. They've got some veterans and a nice mix of youth in their starting rotation. So I'm going to say the Kansas City Royals strictly from a pitching standpoint.
The 0-2. Rolled foul.
Who you got?
I would agree with that, and I think it's a great assessment, because had the Indians had the really good Justin Masterson that they've seen, you know, him along with Kluber and Bauer at the top of that rotation would be awfully good. But I agree. I think the Royals simply are a little bit deeper pitching wise, and especially in the bullpen. But man, that offense.
I mean, Herrera, Kansas City has in the 7th. He throws 100 miles an hour. Then they've got Wade Davis, who's pitching out of this world, and then they follow him up with Greg Holland, and he might be the best kept secret in baseball right now for closers.
1-2 on Mark Trumbo. Well, the Royals seemingly had their shot when they pulled a game and a half up on the Tigers after coming to Detroit and winning 3 straight. But then they just couldn't keep that momentum going. And he missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's where you want to pitch Trumbo. You want to crowd him. He's got so much power. If you allow him to extend his arms, he just does major damage. A lot of power. 34 homers last year for Mark Trumbo.
Sanchez has held him to a strikeout and a ground out in this game. And Trumbo stays alive. Trumbo out of high school was going to go to USC to play college baseball. Then the Angels changed his mind. He signed with Los Angeles. 2-2 the count. Sanchez now taking a long time getting on the same page with Avila. High pop up. Shallow center field. Romine calling for it. Now gives way to Jackson. 2 gone.
Here's our high speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Anibal Sanchez has been in the mid-90s for some of his pitches today. Not that often, but he has touched 95 a couple of times. That's the 4-seam fastball. He has also a fastball in the low 90s, 2-seam variety.
Sanchez has thrown 85 in this ball game as we play here in the 6th. Here is Gerardo Parra. Tigers had a 7-0 lead. D-backs come back with a 3-run 5th. Didi Gregorius with a home run. They've got Goldschmidt at second base, 2 outs. Parra's had a single and a double in this game. Right back up the middle. Kinsler can't get it into center field. Goldschmidt coming around to score. It's a 2-out run for the Diamondbacks, and now a 7-4 ball game. 3rd hit of the day for Gerardo Parra.
Told you earlier that the Arizona Diamondbacks have 21 come from behind victories this year. And take a look at the handwork here by Parra, pulling his hands close to his body to get barrel on this breaking ball and whistles it right back up the middle. It's a good swing by Parra.
All of a sudden, that big lead for the Tigers is down to 3. 7-4 game. Now Martin Prado. Strike one on Prado. His double scored Parra back in the fifth. One ball, one strike. There is action in the Detroit bullpen. Left-hander warming up, Lane Hardy. Sanchez now is approaching 90. He's thrown 88 pitches in this game. Each ball club now with 8 hits. A once comfortable lead is down to 7-4. Fans getting upset now with Sanchez, who continues to throw to first base with Parra down there. The Diamondbacks manufacturing a run here in the 6th inning. Single by Goldschmidt. He steals second, scores on the 2-out hit. Bouncing ball slowly towards second. And Kinsler will throw him out. They'll settle for 1 run. We'll go to the 7th. As we go to the top of the 7th, and as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag #DetroitFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Ever been to the Grand Canyon? I would love to go to the Grand Canyon. I've never been to the Grand Canyon.
No, I've never gone up there. Never been to Grand Canyon. You've never been?
Never been. That was one of my childhood things. Always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. Lived in Arizona for 4 years and never made it there.
We went to Sedona a lot.
Yeah, me too.
We used to go to Sedona quite often. Just spent quite a bit of time up there. Beautiful in Sedona.
Here's Rajai Davis to start things off in the 7th. Tigers trying to rebuild their lead now. It is 7-4. And Davis takes ball 1 outside from De La Rosa. De La Rosa came on in the 5th inning and has quieted things down considerably. after the Tigers picked up that big 5-run fourth. Davis looks at a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. Rajai had a single, an RBI, and a stolen base back in the fourth inning. Seven runs on 8 Tigers hits, 4 runs on 8 Diamondbacks hits. Right back up the middle, and Rajai has another hit, his second of the day. Leadoff single here in the 7th. Make that 9 Tigers hits. And so now Davis becomes a threat to swipe another bag. Rajai put the glove on that left hand.
Rajai has 25 steals this year. He stole a base earlier in this contest. And with the left-handed De La Rosa on the mound, it might take him a pitch or two to decide whether he could steal or not, especially against a guy he's never seen.
Kinsler hammers it to center, but it's straight at Peralta. 1 out. Ian is 0 for 4 in the game. By the way, Fiesta Tigres is August 2nd when the Tigers battle the Rockies. It'll be a 7-8 start. First 15,000 fans 21 and older receive a free Ivan Pudge Rodriguez figurine. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Here's Cabrera. Miguel singled to score to the 4th. .314 batting average now for Miggy. Sends it high in the air to left center. Ball hit well. Back deep goes Peralta, right in front of the wall. Rajai tagging up, and he'll get to second standing up.
Miguel Cabrera just missed from hitting that ball a country mile.
When he first hit it, I didn't think it was going to go as deep as it did, but it just kept going and going because he hit it so high. And it finally landed into the glove of Peralta.
He was circling the wagons out there, though.
Two gone. Here's Victor Martinez. Victor will not swing the bat. Intentional walk. He's already had a couple of hits. He would rather go after Don Kelly. There's ball 2 missing outside. Ball 3. Tigers had a 7-0 lead, and then the D-backs got 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. It has become a ball game again. And now the Tigers have 2 on, 2 out. So Kelly with 2 singles, 2 runs scored stands in. There's more action in the bullpen. We saw Stites in the first game of the series, warming up again here today. Kelly at .257 with his 2 hits this afternoon. Ball 1. And again, De La Rosa stays away. 2 balls, no strikes. Tigers in this series batting .363 with runners in scoring position. They could use a 2-out knock here. The 2-0. And again he missed. 3-0. Avila waiting on deck. Way outside, bounces in. That'll load the bases. And it brings up Avila. It's been a good day today for Alex. He's knocked in 3 runs. 2-run double got the offense jump started back in the second. 27 RBIs now for the Tigers catcher. Davis at third, Martinez at second, Kelly is at first. Avila looks at ball 1 outside. De La Rosa, after walking Martinez intentionally, has not been able to throw a strike. Tried to hold up, but he went around. Strike called. 1-1 on Avila.
Avila knew he was going to get a fastball from De La Rosa, and he was trying to get out ahead of it, and therefore couldn't hold up once the ball and darted out of the strike zone.
Now the 1-1. In there, 1-2 now on Alex Avila. Single and 2 walks in the inning, loading him up for the Tigers, but Avila down to the count 1-2. Tigers have not scored since putting up 5 in the 4th. Trying to rebuild their lead with a big 2-out hit here by Avila. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So the Tigers will leave them loaded. They still lead 7-4 coming up the Health Plus 7th inning stretch.
since way back in 2008. The Diamondbacks' comeback included a Didi Gregorius home run that broke up a little pool party that was going on beyond the outfield fence. That's a big part of the charm of this place, the pool that exists out there. The stadium, when it was built, was the only ballpark that had a retractable roof and a natural grass field. And what they do is they roll the roof open all day long so the grass can breathe, and then just before game time they'll close it up and it will cool off rather noticeably. There's also, guys, a stripe between home plate and the pitcher's mound, much like there is at Comerica Park. Those are the only two ballparks in baseball that have that strip that exists in the infield.
You know, Keats, I was thinking about that the other day. I was trying to think of more ballparks that do that, but I guess not, huh?
That's it?
Yeah, well, you heading out to the pool before this one's over?
Sure. I got the Speedo packed in my briefcase, and nobody wants to see that. Relax, everybody at home. That's not happening.
Don't do that, John. Don't do that, John.
No.
Well, thanks, Keats.
We're cable, you know. We are cable.
Yeah. Here's Gregorius, who bounces one back up the middle into center field. It's a single.
It's a second ball that's been hit back toward Anibal Sanchez today on a ground ball that he hadn't been able to field. That one got right past, right underneath the glove.
So Alfredo Marte will pinch hit now. Leadoff man on, and the Diamondbacks, well, you got to give them some credit. I mean, they were buried early in this game, 7-0. They have chipped away, and they continue to do so here in the 7th. Leadoff man on. Swing and a miss. And it's still Blaine Hardy warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Each ball club now with 9 hits in this game. Here's the 0-1. He got himself a big swing. 0-2. Sanchez trying to carve him up. They've got the top of the lineup coming up. Peralta waiting on deck. The 0-2. Diamondbacks started their comeback with 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Runner goes. Pitches outside. Avila has no shot. Stolen base for Gregorius.
Took Alex Avila a little bit of time before he got this ball on its way to second base. I don't know if he got caught off guard that Gregorius was stealing or not, but looked like his feet kind of got tied up.
Yeah, it wasn't that smooth exchange, and getting his body in position to throw, it looked like he might have been caught off guard. Second stolen base of the year. Now another man in scoring position for the Diamondbacks, 7-4 in favor of the Tigers. Here's the 2-2. Popped up, back out of play. And another foul back of the screen. Marte got to the big leagues briefly last year. Hit just 186 to Major League level. A couple of years ago in Double-A, he hit 20 home runs. He is trying to pick up Gregorius, who had let it off with a single and is just stolen. Ground ball left side, base hit. Gregorius to third. They stop him there, and now the Diamondbacks have runners at first and second and nobody out. First and third, I beg your pardon, and nobody out. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
He was able to get ahead of Marte with 2 strikes. Then he hung him a breaking ball right over the heart of the plate, and Kirk Gibson sent him up there hoping that he could run into one and hit it out of the ballpark, and the ball was hit so sharply and that Glenn Sherlock, the third base coach, had to hold him up.
Now Java Chamberlain has joined Blaine Hardy in the bullpen. Tying run coming to the plate here. David Peralta stands in with runners at the corners, nobody out. Next pitch will be number 100 for Sanchez.
This one kind of started out as a laugher for the Tigers, but the Diamondbacks have continued to poke away at Detroit's lead.
Lifted back out of play, 0-1. A couple of ground balls and a strikeout for David Peralta in this game.
There's Glenn Sherlock. He's the third base coach here now for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mario, he's been with the organization since 1995, before they even had a big league team. He was their catching coordinator when Buck Showalter took over.
And there's a base hit right field. Gregorius will score. Marte stops at second, and now it's a 2-run game. Peralta gets his 19th RBI. "11 hits now for Arizona."
The fastball down and away from Peralta. Excuse me.
Tigers now have actually been out hit by 2. It's a 2-run game. The go-ahead run now is at home plate. It's Aaron Hill. Hill with a double and a walk in this game. Showing bunt, and he drops one down. Third base side, foul. Sanchez at one point had a 7-0 lead, and the Diamondbacks have not quit. 281 this year for Hill with men in scoring position. Here's the 0-1. Big swing there by Hill, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2. Goldschmidt waiting on deck. In the air to center. Jackson is under it. And the runners will hold. That's a big out. One gone. And that's going to be it for Sanchez. Here comes Brad Ausmus to make the pitching change with Goldschmidt due up. Wallside Windows pitching change. Java Chamberlain will be summoned in the 7th inning in this one, with the Tigers holding on to a 2-run lead now. We'll be back. It's a two-run game now, and Anibal Sanchez, well, the look on his face says it all. He was at 1 point up 7-0. And they have scored 5 runs against it, 4 earned. Still responsible for the 2 men on the bases. And now here is Jabba Chamberlain.
And Jabba usually the 8th inning guy for the Tigers, but being pressed into duty here in the 7th inning with 1 out. Since May 14th, he has a 1.38 ERA. Jabba has also inherited 7 base runners this year. Only 1 has come around to score.
Paul Goldschmidt standing in. He's had a couple of singles in this game and a stolen base. 7-5 Detroit. Chamberlain being called upon here. Normally an 8th inning guy coming out of the 7th inning. Goldschmidt sends a ground ball to short. Romine to second one, and a huge double play.
Great concentration there by Romine.
6-4-3. Jabba comes out of the pen, throws 1 pitch, and the threat is over.
Inning, Alfredo Marte running at second base, waited long enough for this ball to go right through his legs, and he disrupted the concentration just a little bit here of Romine. That ball nearly got through Romine's legs as well, but Romine able to pick it, get it to Kinsler, and get the inning-ending double play.
What a huge ground ball induced by Jabba Chamberlain, and so Romine, who made the nice play, will actually start things off here in the 8th against a new pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Matt Stites.
We saw him a couple of days ago. He's got a big arm. His fastball was all the way up to 96, 97 miles an hour.
Jabba's also picking up a bat, and it looks like he's going to be pitching the 8th inning as well. My eye. He threw just 1 pitch. Well, Jabba's going to move to the on-deck circle. Romine leads it off against Stites. We're in the 8th inning. It is 7-5 in favor of Detroit. Stites replaces De La Rosa, who threw 3 innings in relief today of the starter Trevor Cahill, who was bounced after a rocky start, gave up 5 runs in the 4th inning. Ball 1 to Romine.
Outstanding outing by De La Rosa, and to keep the score at 7 for the Tigers, which allowed his squad to get right back in this game.
1 ball and 1 strike on Andrew Romine. One and two. Romine reaching on an error back in the 4th inning, which I guess to this point might be the biggest play of the game. It was booted by Hill. It kind of opened the doors, and then 2 batters later, Jackson doubled in 3. That was part of that big 5-run 4th for Detroit. Lifted foul back into the seats. 1 and 2 on Romine. Chamberlain on deck. That is the first time I've said that this year.
Jabba has 5 career at-bats. 0 for 5, but he does have 1 free pass. Been walked once.
Strike called, and Romine is out of there, 1 gone. Well, here comes Chamberlain. Just don't hurt yourself, Jabba. You got to come out and pitch the 8th inning. Tigers in this game have been out hit 11-9. There are the career numbers on Chamberlain. So we'll get our first look at his batting stroke. Fastball missed away, 1-0. 96 from Stites. That one's at the knees, a strike call.
It's always funny to watch the Tigers bench when one of the pitchers are hitting. Everyone intently watching.
Yeah, there's some extra attention being paid.
And look at Miguel at the bottom of the screen.
2-1. Torrey Hunter's up now, and he just can't bear to look.
Well, they better watch out.
Yeah, you're right.
If he's a little tardy on one of these 96-mile-per-hour fastballs.
Jabba didn't appear to be too intent on swinging the bat here.
He may have been told not to swing the bat. He looks like he could hit.
Yeah, he does. Swing and a miss. Yeesh. 2 gone.
Sorry, Jabba, but we got to do it to you. Let's take a peek at our Bell-Tire pitch by pitch. They made me do it.
This is cold.
Well, they made me do it. 97 on the final swing by Jabba Chamberlain.
Look at Don Kelly. 97.
That was the best fastball Stites has thrown in this inning.
And it came to Chamberlain. Here's Jackson now with 2 outs. Ground ball foul, 3rd base side.
Jabba's not going to be able to live that one down. Should the Tigers go on to win this game, I can only imagine the kind of ribbing he's going to take in the clubhouse, on the plane, and tomorrow.
That's all right. He's a big boy. He can take it.
He can dish it out, too.
Yeah, he can. Swing and a miss. His bread is buttered on the mound, and that's all he should be concerned with. 0-2 on Jackson. Key knock in this game, 3-run double back in the 4th inning down the left field line. The Trumbo made a diving attempt on, couldn't get it, and it rolled to the wall. Elevated fastball missing high at 96. One and 2. Fly ball, right field, hit well. Parra's on the run, not going to get it up against the wall. Jackson on his way to second, stops there, 2 out, 2-base hit, his second double of the game.
Another extra base hit for Austin Jackson, another multi-hit game in the month of July. Austin Jackson just locked in right now.
That'll make it 6 consecutive multi-hit games. And 9 of his last 10 if you want to stretch it out even further. Well, let's see, big run standing out there now with the Tigers up by 2, and here is Davis to try and knock him in. Each ball club now double digits in the hit column. Rajay fouls it back out of play. Royals won today. They beat Chicago 2-1. Cleveland lost against Minnesota 3-1. And so the Tigers trying to win here and gain some ground at least on the Indians. Here's the 0-1. Strike called on Davis right at the knees. 0-2 on Rajay. Had a pretty good game today. 2 singles, steal, RBI. Stites coming on here in the 8th inning after De La Rosa went 3 frames in relief for the Diamondbacks. Here's the 0-2. Blocked by Montero. 1-2. Stites, a native of Missouri, Festus High School, Festus, Missouri. Attended Jefferson, Missouri College, and then on to the University of Missouri. Our own Shannon Hogan is a graduate of Mizzou.
Max Scherzer as well. Ian Kinsler.
Bouncing ball off the glove. This might help out the Tigers. That was going to be a 4-3 ground out. Instead, it's the 3rd hit of the game for Davis. And that'll be 11 hits now for Detroit.
And once the ball trickled away from Stites after he got glove on it and redirected it towards second base, nothing Aaron Hill could do with the speed of Davis.
They'll keep the inning alive now as Goldschmidt comes over to have a chat with Stites. Rajay stole a base back in the 4th. Kinsler is hitless in this game. In the air, shallow center, base hit. That'll get another run in. Davis will go to 3rd. It's a 2-out bloop single for Ian Kinsler, and the Tigers lead by 3.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Kinsler hitless on the day. He told himself, you know what, I'm going to stay on this baseball. I'm going to make Stites jam me with a fastball. I'm not going to swing at anything out of the strike zone. He got that firm, he got a curveball actually that was hanging and kind of jammed himself, fought it right over the head of Hill.
54 RBIs. That'll send Jackson home with his 2nd run scored of the day. 8-5. Tigers lead by 3 again. Here comes Cabrera. Ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. Jackson doubles. Davis infield single and a blue pit for Kinsler. Way outside. 2-0 the count. It's been a long inning for Stites. 22 pitches now for the Diamondbacks right-hander, after getting a couple of strikeouts to start the inning. Here's the 2-0. Whistled foul, back out of play. 2-1. 97 that time. Cabrera today, single, a walk, and a run score. He's had 5 hits in the series for the Tigers. Detroit would love to take 2 out of 3 here. Move on to Anaheim, where the Angels are awaiting. Job of Chamberlain waiting to get out to the mound. Another foul, back out of play. 2-2.
Mickey got himself a couple of 97-mile-per-hour fastballs that he fouled off.
Cabrera in his last at bat hit one deep to left center field. And he hit it a mile high as well before it finally fell into the glove of David Peralta.
If he's going to throw him another fastball, he might reach back to get 98 on this next one. And he might need it.
Another foul, back out of play. How about 99?
I'm sorry, Mr. Stites. Miggy will cause you to do some things that you normally don't do.
Do I hear 100?
Well, he could go fastball here, but if he throws a breaking ball and he does not bury it, Miggy might hit it out to left because he's sitting on that 99 right now.
2-2 the count stays.
Just a tough out. And best right-handed hitter in the game. And has been for the last 5 years.
Low, 3-2 now. And with 2 outs, that means Kinsler will be on the move from first base.
Good spot and for the breaking ball by Stites. Miggy able to hold up on it, though.
Eighth pitch in this at bat. 27 for the inning for Stites. Drill to left field. Will it stay fair? Off the foul pole. It's a home run.
He hung a changeup.
A laser down the left field line. Cabrera with a 3-run shot.
Stites threw Miggy fastballs at 97, 98, and 99 miles an hour. And when you get a guy's bat sped up looking for that fastball, you better not hang a breaking ball or a changeup, which he did, and Miguel made him pay. First changeup that he had thrown the entire inning, and he tried to get the league's best hitter out with it.
The only question, fair or foul?
Miggy leaned on it. Stay fair.
Not good location there for Stites, and he knew it.
He's a bad boy.
11-5 all of a sudden. Here's Martinez. A 4-run 8th inning for the Tigers. Number 15 for Miguel.
Special.
He's got 80 RBIs now.
Awfully special.
2-0.
That ball by Miggy was hit so hard, Mario didn't have time to hook foul.
And they're going to have to repaint the foul pole, too. I think he had to take a couple of chips out. 11-5 Tigers. Cabrera hits a rocket to left off the foul pole. There's a drive into right field, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. Parra going back in front of the track. That'll finally end the inning. And the long inning was for Stites. Tigers have rebuilt their lead. Cabrera a 3-run shot, highlighting a 4-run inning. Tigers back in command. Oh, 11-5 Tigers back up by 6. And Cabrera against the Diamondbacks just continues to get it done. .410 career average here at Chase Field. .354 overall against Diamondbacks pitching. And Cabrera now has given the Tigers some breathing room. Blaine Hardy has come on now to pitch out of the bullpen.
Well, Jabba Chamberlain, Brad Ausmus kind of looking ahead here. And Jabba came in to get 2 crucial outs to bail Anibal Sanchez out of the 7th inning, but why running back out there when you know you might need him tomorrow night against the Los Angeles Angels?
So Jabba's night or day is done. 11-5, 6-run lead for Detroit. Montero sends a ground ball back up the middle into center field.
These D-backs, they just won't go away.
It's another hit for Arizona. They've got 12 now today.
They got 11 of those against Anibal Sanchez. Anibal Sanchez had not given up more than 8 hits in any one of his starts this year.
Here is Mark Trumbo, who since coming back from the disabled list is batting just .143. 0 for 3 in this one. Hardy missing outside.
Going back to your old stomping grounds a little bit later on this evening. You got any plans for tonight?
Well, you know, I got to go to the parade at Disneyland. They're going to have a parade for me since I'm coming back.
Why not get an invite?
It's because I'm kidding. No, nothing big planned. Got some lunches planned with a couple of buddies. Looking forward to that.
Homecoming week for the broadcast.
Yeah, you're from Arizona, so We've had so many people come in the booth here every time we come to Arizona. Where's Rod? Where's Rod?
Had a lot of fun here. Some great people still work here.
1 ball, 1 strike. Lane Hardy delivers the strike. Our John Keating tells us that he spoke with Hardy, who said he's got about 20 members of friends and family here. He is from the Washington area, the Seattle area, but they apparently have come down here on the West Coast to watch him pitch, and it's really kind of neat that he gets a chance here in the final game.
80% of this crowd is rooting for the Detroit Tigers.
The 1-2 is fouled off.
And of course, the big fella, number 24. He's always the main attraction. He has not disappointed him.
6'2", 229 out of Seattle, Washington. That's where Blaine was born. Low and in. 2-2. Big 4-run 8th, extending the Tigers' lead, which was at just 2 runs. Tigers nearly blew a 7-0 lead today, but they've rebuilt that advantage. Trumbo waiting on a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hardy gets a strikeout.
That's the pitch that the Tigers fell in love with in spring training. That breaking ball from Hardy that he buried down and into Mark Trumbo here. And because he had this real good breaking ball to go along with a low 90s fastball, he almost made the team out of spring training. That last bender was nasty.
Here's Parra. He's had a nice day. 2 singles, double. RBI for Gerardo Parra. Jabba Chamberlain came on in the 7th, threw 1 pitch and got a double play ball. That ended that inning. In fact, he got a big hitter too. It was Paul Goldschmidt, because the tying runs are on the bases. It'll bounce in and the count goes to 2-1.
That 1 pitch that Jabba threw, clearly the most important pitch thrown in the game for Arizona.
Here's the 2-1. Now to get back into the seats. 2-2 is the count on Gerardo Parra. Several big days for the Tigers today. Jackson 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Of course, Miggy with a home run. Avila has knocked in 3.
Nice day off for the veteran right-hander Torrey Hunter. He'll have those fresh legs tomorrow night in Anaheim. Looks like Torrey shaved that head today too. It's clean.
Doesn't it look like that every day?
No, sometimes a little cleaner than others. It's real clean today. Shining too.
3-2 the count. And he got him strike 3. I was about to say, where was that? Finally, Manny Gonzalez said strike 3. 2 gone. Well, how about tomorrow's matchup? The upcoming matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. You don't want to miss this one.
Tomorrow night, if there was ever a night, people, must see TV.
22 wins between them. Garrett Richards quietly having one of the best years in baseball. He did not make the All-Star team this year. Was a member of the final vote, but that went to Chris Sale.
And deservedly so.
In there. A strike called on Martin Prado. Doubled in a run back in the 5th. Tigers lead at 11-5 as we play in the bottom of the 8th. Martinez playing behind the runner. 0-2.
If Hardy goes to another breaking ball here against Prado, he wants to make sure he buries at the bottom of the zone. They're going to go with it.
Sliced and into right field, base hit.
He hung it.
A couple of singles in this inning for the Diamondbacks.
0-2 breaking ball called for, but he did not get it where he wanted to. Left it right over the heart of the plate, and Prado, as he has done so often in this series, singling the opposite way.
Here is Didi Gregorius. Well, Gregorius has had himself a day. Hit a 2-run homer off Anibal Sanchez back in the 5th. Singled, stole a base, scored in the 7th. 2 on, 2 out. Each ball club now 13 hits. Foul tip into the glove. 0-1 on Gregorius. Make it 0-2.
Much better breaking ball there thrown to Gregorius by Hardy. He got that one down.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Well, Gregorius is out. Hardy strikes out the side around the 2 hits. 8 in the books here in Phoenix. A long time ago, Mick. Indeed. Thank you very much. It is 11-5 as we go to the 9th inning, taking a ride through the desert. Pretty sweet look here.
Better have some air conditioning.
Top down. Why don't we just drive to L.A.?
You better have some air conditioning.
Well, let's see what the Tigers can do here. As we go to the ninth inning, they will face a new pitcher, and Oliver Perez is out there now for the D-backs.
We saw Oliver last night. He's kind of reinvented himself these days, pitching in relief for the Arizona Diamondbacks. In 41 games, he has a sub-2 ERA, 41 strikeouts, and 13 walks, and he'll give you a variety of different looks on the mound.
Variety of different deliveries. Up and down, left and right. Don Kelly starts it off. Kelly, and then Avila, and then Romine. Donnie 2 for 3 today, batting .257. He has had a walk and 2 singles and 2 runs scored. Check swing, strike called on Don Kelly. Tigers have 11 runs, 13 hits. Diamondbacks 5 runs, 13 hits. Each team has stranded 6 in this game. Here's the 0-1. And it looked like he went around. He did. Strike 3 called on Don Kelly. 1 gone as Perez picks up a strikeout. Let's go now and check in with John Keating. Preview of tonight's Tigers Live.
All right, Mario, I don't mind telling you that it was a little somber in the Tigers clubhouse after a tough loss last night. We have every anticipation that it will be considerably smilier after a Tiger win over the Diamondbacks. Should they hold on, you'll hear from Brad Ausmus, you'll hear from Adabel Sanchez, and I got to believe Jabba Chamberlain will be at the centerpiece of a lot of discussions. Mickey York and Craig Monroe at our Call Sam studios immediately after the game.
Hate to bring this up, John, but I don't believe there's a word smilier.
Smilier, I made that one up.
Yeah.
That one's just for you.
It's not in the dictionary. Thanks, though.
I do that all the time, though. I make words up. Are you new here?
Here come the tweets, Keith. Here come the tweets.
Here's Alex Avila now with 1 out. Avila in the ballgame with 3 RBIs. He has fanned his last 2 times up. Another lefty-lefty matchup here. And the 0-1. Strike called. 0-2 now on Avila. Talked about Perez's background extensively in last night's ball game. He's been around a while. Several different teams. Was a pretty good starter earlier in his career in the big leagues. And working now out of the bullpen. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, man. He's carved up a couple of lefties here. 2 gone.
Yeah, Kelly and Avila really had no chance against Oliver.
Here's Andrew Romine. Romine on base once, and that was an error committed by Hill back in the big 4th inning the Tigers had, in which they scored 5 runs. Checked it, strike 1. Romine cuts and misses right through a fastball right at about the letters. 1-2. And should he reach, Blaine Hardy is on deck. It appears that Hardy will come out and pitch the 9th inning. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Wow. Perez strikes out the side in impressive fashion here in the ninth. Last chance coming up for the Diamondbacks.
Hits, and let's take a look at the big boys' big plays of the game. It started in the fourth inning. Singles by Miggy and Victor. 3 hits in a row. Don Kelly also chipped in. Sac fly by Avila. Biggest hit of that inning by Austin Jackson, who stays red hot. He doubled in 3, and then Rajay Davis, he singled in another run. Rajay Davis with another big day. 3 for 5. Nice day at the office for really a lot of the offensive performers today.
3 more outs to get in this one, and the Tigers have a series win here in Phoenix. We'll get a pinch hitter to start things off. Nick Ahmed will bat for the pitcher spot. Ahmed, then Peralta and Hill. 11-5 Detroit. Blaine Hardy back at the hill, and he throws up high 1-0. Ahmed batting .233 with 1 RBI this year. Get back out of play. Ahmed was raking down at AAA this year. .324 with 20 doubles, 36 RBIs in 79 games.
If you're a young player in the Arizona Diamondbacks system and you're having a good year in the minors, you're going to get a chance to play in the big leagues. They are taking a look at all bodies as they move forward.
Middle infielder has played short and second base. Strike call.
Good change up there by Hardy at 79. Gonna go right back to it.
Slapped into shallow right field and caught on the run by Kinsler.
Stop it, Ian.
Ian Kinsler covering a ton of ground with a great play in right.
He did it perfectly. As a middle infielder on bloop singles, you're taught to go aggressively in the outfield until you are called off by the outfielder. Don Kelly was not going to make that play, and Ian Kinsler makes a fantastic grab.
1 out. Kinsler made a great play in the ball game last night. That running play was outstanding. Here is Peralta standing in. 1 for 4 in this ball game today. RBI single back in the 7th. Left field line. Rajay Davis appears to have room in foul territory for out number 2. more out to get from Blaine Hardy. Here's Aaron Hill. Double and a walk in this game for Hill. Yeah. 0-1. Hardy came on in the 8th inning, gave up a couple of singles, but he also struck out the side, and now trying to finish things off here in the 9th for Brad Ausmus. Here's the 1-1. Popped him up. Should do it. Shallow center. Jackson says, I'll take it. And the Tigers win 2 out of 3 in Phoenix. A 1-2-3 9th inning for Blaine Hardy.
All the Tiger fans had a chance to watch their team take this series.
Got a little bit iffy at one point. Tigers almost blew a 7-0 lead, but they win running away 11-5. And they will head to Anaheim with 2 out of 3. We'll be back.